So then I said wrecked him, damn near killed him. And that's the best part about this whole thing. True story. What's that?
Uh,
We're on the air. Hi, everybody. It's Face
Whew.
Off Hockey Show. Boy, did you miss a good one. But hey, now you're here. It's Scotty Waz. It's Mark with a C.
Mhm.
It's a show to end all shows. You know why? Because this could be the end of the show. Who's to say? Who's to say? We could have riffs. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows. Or I'm just being eerily ominous. Yeah. So, Mark, how was your week, buddy?
Hey, it's good to see you. First of all,
Good to see
it's
you
much better
too.
now that I'm here with you, Scott,
That's
and
weird.
mean
Kind
that sincerely.
I feel uncomfortable. Um,
It's good. It's been a short week. We labored on Monday. Um, I it was a good long weekend here in the United States. How was your long weekend?
long actually. Oddly enough, it's so long it changed months. That's how long it was.
Yeah.
It was August and then it's September and all kinds of fun stuff. Now, do you guys do the last big fling cookout thing because you guys had that for your opening weekend for your new place? Did you guys continue the cookout? Was it a 24-hour party people kind of situation?
There was not a big old cookout. I mean, Labor Day does the whole cookout thing, but I didn't. We
Mm.
did not do the cookout thing. So we uh, we just sort of relaxed. Went to the O's game on Sunday. Um, but other than that, not too much craziness.
Seemed
Um,
like a hoot of a time on Sunday, that's for sure.
yeah, Sunday was an interesting day. Everyone got ridiculously hammered, and well, everyone, but I mean, I didn't get that bad because I'm an adult. But everybody else got ridiculously hammered. There were tears, there was anger, there was Spanish being spoken for no reason.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
insane.
it had everything.
How the hell of a night. So as long as the O's won, who cares though?
Yep, there were fries with Old Bay on them. Clearly,
Obviously.
yeah, there were
Were they
Bay's.
waffle fries?
They were not waffle fries actually. They were normal fries.
Wow, you guys didn't get the waffle fries with the crab dip on top. I'm very
No,
surprised.
no, we didn't go out of our. We didn't go. We were in the left field, or should I say? Yes, we were in the left field bleachers. So we didn't go around behind home plate, which I think is where the
Yes.
crab things are.
Yeah, the Brady Anderson era you were sitting in.
Yes, that's right. We were looking at David Lowe, though.
Did you get low?
Uh, we did not.
Hmm.
There were no windows or no walls. There are no windows or walls at the
No.
park.
There was
You
no
know that?
apple bottom jeans to be had either.
No.
Okay, well that sucks.
Yeah.
But what can you do? That's what the crazy part about all this thing.
Did you do anything, Scotty?
I worked. I
Yeah.
labored. I
You
labored for all you people out there. Slack asses. Jesus. Tired of carrying all this weight, putting milk on shelves so you people can drink. I don't know what that means, but no,
when does White Russian season officially start?
White Russian season's always, man. Kidding me? You
Well,
kidding
it's
me? It's
after
always.
it is after Labor Day, so do we have to switch to Black Russians now?
That's a little racist, but I like what you're going at. No, I think we're
No,
good.
you're just
The
not
funny
allowed. You're
thing.
just not allowed to have white after Labor Day, I thought.
Okay, here's the thing. When does that reset? Because technically everything except Labor Day is after Labor Day.
Yeah, but Memorial Day is when it resets. It's like
Is it?
daylight savings time.
That's weird. Why? You know what? Why don't we have daylight savings time like that instead of switching it every goddamn year? Just make it like that, where
I blame
Labor Day is
Bush.
daylight savings time.
Well, really, I blame Al Gore.
Thanks, Richard
Well,
Nixon.
ultimately, I blame Benjamin Franklin.
Is he the one who started this whole thing, or is it
He's
just
the
for
asshole that
banging
started
slaves?
it. Well, little A, little B, but but he's the jerk that came up with daylight savings time in the first place.
Is he? I
Yeah,
did not know that. I
he
learned something
invented
new.
all this stuff, right? He all these electricity, all that good
Sure.
stuff, and he couldn't foresee that we wouldn't need to worry about the crops growing. Like clearly, with electricity, we'll be able to microwave pizzas. We don't need to worry
That's
about
true.
crops.
It's true.
But no, daylight savings time needed to happen. Now it screws up my traffic. Because I mean, he clearly he knew that there was going to be a beltway around the the capital city of Washington D.C., which
Look to the
he
future.
should have anticipated moving from Philadelphia because he's
Well,
Benjamin
I'm
Franklin.
pretty sure that's how it works anyway. I mean, he had to deal with that 95 pin up between Delaware and everything. He's like, "What the hell with this?"
Yeah, and he wanted other people to feel his pain, so daylight savings time. Clearly.
Boom. That's how it happened. That's how it all happened, ladies and gentlemen.
But England was not fooled.
No, they weren't. They won't get fooled again. And that's how the song came to be, honestly. And that's how we were able to go ahead and have all this fun.
Which song is that? America the Beautiful?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no, I think it was Miss American Pie by Don McLean. So that's how it all came to be. This is actually just drunk history minus the drinking or the over drinking.
That's true. Well,
So
I'll get there. Don't worry.
you'll pick up the slack. Worry not. Yeah, no, nothing really happening, man. It snowed. We got that going for us.
It snowed on Labor Day.
No, it snowed today.
It snowed 2 days after Labor Day.
2 days
Is
after
it called Labor Day? What's it called up there?
Labor Day. With the U in there.
Ah, those bastards. You got to throw in the extra U. Did the U think it was the most underutilized vowel? I mean, it really is. Did it need to just get thrown in there a few extra times because
Here's
it
the thing.
felt insecure?
We're so polite. We had to invite you in to the whole thing, or else you would be left out, and we don't want to leave anybody out.
That's
That's
true.
That's how it goes, and that's how
It's a good favor to the letter U.
exactly. It's favor, and it was our favorite place to do it. And you know what?
Favorite.
We're not the flavor of the month.
No.
We're just gonna go ahead and all kinds of craziness with all the other you. I don't understand it either. Trust me. I wish.
many vowels.
Yeah,
Too
too
many
many vowels.
The Czech Republic doesn't know what to do with all those vowels.
No, they were crazy. That was the funny part about all this.
It's like 8 times as many vowels as they normally use in words.
They put crazy shit over their E's, and they're like, "This is weird."
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they put like Z's in place of O's. Some places it's crazy. I think I just made that up, but
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, snowfall on the Sunshine Village area in Banff, right near the foothills.
so there's a place called Sunshine Village that was the first place to get snow.
Oddly enough, yeah. It's Sunshine Village Ski Resort too, so you can go ahead and make your own things with that. It was like 9 o'clock this morning. It was blinding snow, elevation of 5,000 feet, so shocking there. It was near the mountains, and also across the U.S. border too. So wherever the Rocky Mountains lie, away we go. The northern edge of the precipitation field was up to the Calgary area, but surface temperatures in Calgary were well above freezing, resulting in light rain. So
Well, at least they had that train that came through with the beer to keep everyone hydrated.
the Polar Express.
The Silver Bullet.
Oh,
They were up in the Rockies.
right. Here's the pictures of this morning from the road cameras at the Banff area. So there's the road there. And as you
It's
see,
called Banff.
Banff, B-A-N-F-F.
Oh,
Banff.
Banff. This is what we like to call the badass motherfucker area.
I wish.
Did Sam Jackson live up there?
Please look at this. Whether you think he did? No, hell no. Cold motherfucking black man up here. So you can
It
see
is the
truck lights.
Banff. It is the Banff region of Canada, though.
Sure, he's tired of this motherfucking snow on these motherfucking planes. We're not even in the planes. We're in the mass. So he
He's
was really
tired of all this mother effing snow on these mother effing planes. That's pretty good though.
Yeah, no, I
It's
like
a
it.
different kind of plane, you know. It's like
Yeah, it's
like-
like
the rains in Spain fall mainly on the plains.
mainly, but then in Banff, it's snow. It's snow in September. Although this is the second snowfall of the year. 2 weeks ago we had snow
Jeez.
because August is obviously snow weather.
Clearly,
I hate this place and I need out.
global warming. Woo!
Yeah, I know, right? I need to find a way to burrow out of here, or at least get a weather dominator and make it at least fall for 3 weeks.
Weather
rather than
dominator?
Yeah, like Cobra
Is that a
had it.
thing? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Cobra had it, and they were just like, "Yeah, man, let's do this. Let's run this show." And they did, and they failed horribly because G.I. Joe got them. I don't get
Yeah.
it. It's really weird.
Those bastards ruin everything.
Here's my thing.
All you want is a machine that can control the weather, right? You're trying to help out humanity, and then these assholes with machine guns have to come in and stop you.
Yeah, and they're like, we're doing it for America. You don't know what these guys are going to do with the Weather Dominator. They didn't.
Right.
They didn't really prove their intentions. It was just there.
Right. Yeah, they were. I mean, they were just trying to help Dorothy get back to Kansas, right?
Yeah, it was a really weird episode. The '80s were a weird time for cartoon properties crossing over with other things because you had the Harlem Globetrotters show up, which is
On
Scooby-Doo,
Ghostbusters, I
and
think,
on
right?
Ghostbusters too.
Now,
Um,
like I thought the Harlem Globetrotters were like actually in an episode of Ghostbusters, the animated series. I
uh,
could be way off, but they definitely crossed over sometimes.
well, that's because Bill Murray was actually posing as Meadowlark Lemon at one point. That helped. That helped a lot. No, all I'm seeing is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo meets
The Globetrotters and Scooby Doo.
Globetrotters.
That's what it was.
Back in the day.
And it was something like that. They were still ghosts. I was
Yeah,
close.
no, you were close. I like where you were going with it. That's for sure. Um, Globetrotters also somehow were on Gilligan's Island. I don't know how that works.
That's great. You can't do that on shows anymore. Like if they tried to have a cameo appearance on Lost, like like wait a minute, time out. The internet would explode. It's like how did they get on the island?
Exactly.
It's just a figment of Jack's imagination. It's
That'd
the
be
Harlem
great if they did,
Globetrotters.
though. Like next thing you know,
Like,
here the cast of Charmed.
if Noma Garcia Parra showed up on the island.
Oh, that'd be a wicked killer. That'd be amazing if Nomar. That'd be the first thing Nomar has done well since Mia Hamm.
Hey, Noma, kill that polar bear.
Jack, we're on an island and no polar bears. I don't know what to talk about there. Crazy there, kid. You're going crazy from the sunstroke there, kid. It's wicked hot out here. You got to get some shade there, kid. It's not like you and me, McCarthy. It's crazy sun out here, man. We're not in like I don't know where we're going here. I was gonna say Boston landmarks, and then I realized I just woke up from a nap 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's good enough.
I think we got our point across.
Mm-hmm.
Point is this: it needs to be more like that because there's first off, you need sitcoms to be dominating reality TV.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, back in the day, nobody thought twice about it. Like, oh, Gilligan's Island, they're stranded. Somehow they make a radio every episode. Somehow Gilligan breaks it every episode, and then people just can show up.
How are all these superstars showing? Like the Love Boat was great for that because they could just say the plot hole, report, and here come all these celebrities. And they're in a crazy situation.
Because it's the Love Boat, and all celebrities. I mean, Fred Smoot probably could have been on that show 3 or 4 times.
Exactly. he actually tried to, saying it was a video camera. This is just a TV show, man. So that's
Dante Culpepper was only on like once.
yeah, exactly. And then he threw an interception.
Oh man.
Is that the last great Vikings quarterback, Brett Favre aside?
I'd say so, probably. Dante Culpepper is probably the last good Vikings quarterback.
And that's
Brett Favre aside.
Seems like years ago, Dante Culpepper. Hey, football starts tomorrow. How about that?
It sure does.
Yeah,
Who you got, Scotty? Who you got? The defending champion Seattle Seahawks against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Who you got?
I like the Seahawks plus 407.
Yeah. At home? Yeah.
At home, yeah. Jesus Christ! Like honestly, at home that already puts them up as a favorite plus 12. So I'm just like, well, Christ. I mean, you know what? If we're playing the spreads, I'm taking the Packers to maybe cover, but not when they're raising the banner for the first championship in their amphitheater of a stadium.
Yeah.
So
good stuff. You know, it makes my insides all warm thinking of the engineering that went into that building. And the engineer, see, the fans like to think that they're the 12th man. You're not the 12th man. The 12th man is the architects and the engineers that built that place. Because you know what? Without them, all your noise would mean nothing. And all your drunkenness would mean nothing. And all your rain would mean nothing. And all your Nirvana would mean nothing. And all your Microsoft would mean nothing. Nothing, Seattle.
but the Starbucks would mean something.
The what?
The Starbucks would mean something.
The Starbucks still means something, yes.
Yeah. The Naked Mermaid. How could you go wrong?
Oh, did you hear the news, by the way? Not related to Naked Mermaids, but did you hear that Burger King may
Oh,
be
the Timmy Hortons.
purchasing Timmy Hortons?
11.4 billion, I think, was the number.
Mm.
Where you can
Also,
buy
that
a
they can
Whopper,
relocate their company headquarters to Canada.
which was a genius move on their part.
Fantastic move.
Oh,
Great move.
it's the only reason they're doing it. They're like, and we're also going to sell Whoppers with your double double, so eat a dick. Like, what are you guys doing? Like the Burger Kings up here already sell poutine, so it's just like now they just had to integrate that into the U.S. stores, and away we go.
It's fantastic. Yeah, Tim. See, they're smart. The Tim Hortons coffee in Burger King's and McDonald's is done.
Yeah,
McDonald's is done.
McCafe eat a dick.
Dunkin' Donuts is done.
Well, that's just in general, unless you're in Boston. Nah, son. Nah, son. Hey, Dunkin' Donuts, you go to the Double D's there? Oh, come on. We get in that car, go down to Harvard, go to the square. It's going to be amazing. Go to the Commons, get ourselves a Dunkin' Donuts, have a Dunkin' moment. It's going to be great
Oh,
there, kid.
I
Have
need
some
a
munchkins.
spicy sausage croissant.
And it's going to be fucking Goodwill Hunting against the world at that point again. And a Boston coffee party is going to happen. It's going to be really weird.
I'm just waiting for Brittany to run upstairs and smack me for doing a shitty Boston accent.
At least you're not doing Peter Griffin as the accent.
Yeah, that would be easier actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easier accent because you have a starting point. It's not like you have to go back and watch Goodwill Hunting again.
Yeah.
Which whatever. It is what it is. It's a good movie. But yeah, we're in a weird place because not only is Johnny not here, but we're living in a post we haven't seen all the celebrities nude world.
I know.
Um,
I haven't seeked out the pictures or sought out the pictures. I haven't sought out the pictures. But just knowing that they're out there changes everything.
I will say this though. Jennifer Lawrence's pictures are as overrated as I think she is. So.
Yeah.
What can you do? Yes, I've stumbled across some of them.
Is that what Tumblr is for?
No, this is what's Reddit's for. I stumbled upon Reddit and they had the pictures on there. I'm just like, hey, how about that? And it's just like, I've seen nude pictures before, and I've seen better fake pictures of some of these celebrities than I have of the real ones. So I'm just like, okay. It sucks that they're at the cloud failed. Frickin' hooray, cloud indeed, right, Microsoft? Jesus.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, the hackers went into the cloud and stole
Yeah.
the pictures that way.
That's absurd. Good work.
Jesus, man.
That is like well, this is what I love. I mean, all right, the situation sucks. Like the fact that people got hacked, like the fact that people are doing that is obviously an invasion of privacy. But listen, if you are trusting your phone provider or Apple or like your
Microsoft.
Wi-Fi, your Verizon or whoever is providing your internet, or if you're trusting them and their servers with this sort of stuff and you don't expect it to get out, then you should really reassess where you put your faith in companies because they're going to, like, eventually your stuff is going to get. What do you think is going to happen? Like when you send a text message and it goes through Verizon's network, like, do you think they're just like, oh, I'm not going to check it, I'm not going to save it, it's not going to go anywhere, I'm just going to go ahead and forward this and not do anything with it? No, it gets saved like 3 times.
Well, the NSA already has it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't. It sucks in general because I can't blame it on the cloud. I just put it up there freely for myself. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do it.
If you flood the market with it yourself, like I do, like we do,
exactly.
then you don't let them have that. You don't let them have the satisfaction of taking it from you if you give it away freely.
Exactly, man. It's like freaking. I'm like Prince Fielder minus all the tats and a good batting average. So it's really weird how it's like, all right, we don't need to see this. Scott, stop posting these. And that's what Tumblr's for, honestly. newtscottywaz.tumblr.com.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Make that happen.
That's gonna be a thing soon.
I hope so. I for one hope so. It's just me in a nude body stocking. just walking around town.
It's just it's just someone that takes your face and puts it on other nude photos.
Oh God, and I hope until the new photos got leaked, like my face on Jennifer Lawrence's body. That'll just scar both of us.
What about ScarJo?
ScarJo? ScarJo. Put it on ScarJo's body. Why not? ScarJo, both of us. And then I'll just ruin every hot naked woman, and then there we go.
Every time a nude photo leaks, immediately we put Scotty Waz's face on it. It just takes all of the steam out of it.
Exactly. She's like, ugh, okay. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's a butterface for sure. It's got great tits, though. I'm not gonna lie. And I say that about myself anyway. I'm not gonna lie to you anyway. I'm like, damn. I'm gonna start touching myself. Anyway, listen. Point is this: I gave myself mammograms, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm free of breast cancer. So
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Speaking
Hey man,
of,
don't say
getting
it can't happen, man.
Oh,
Shaq
yeah.
had breast cancer.
did he?
Yeah,
that's
man.
true.
So anyway, you
I was
were
about to say.
segueing-
I was about to say. Speaking of getting arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior,
Oh, you, or well, maybe getting arrested for lewd.
possibly, allegedly.
Well, Justin Bieber did. Justin Bieber did. We know that for sure.
Justin Bieber. If is there, oh God, is there a porn star named Justin Bieber yet? Because there really needs to be.
There
'Cause it's
should be.
Justin Bieber. Get it?
I say Justine Bieber.
Justine Bieber. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's pretty good. Justine Bieber.
It's great. It's perfect.
There has to be a Justine Bieber.
If not, there is going to be now. That's for damn sure.
Google Safe Search is off. Justine Bieber. Yep, there's a Justine Bieber.
Excellent. That's great. By the way, apparently, for someone in Swiss Parliament took a naked selfie in the office, and a Swiss news media channel showed the boob, whereas the Daily News showed her face and not the boob. So there's that. Good work.
So if you split them up and make the person do a puzzle, it's okay?
Yeah, essentially, you just have to impose the person's face on the New York Daily News over to the one where she's showing her boob in the Swiss news, and we got ourselves a good time. You're gonna have a good time. But anyway, what Mark was alluding to is reports out of Ottawa, or at least from the QMI agency, which is a big agency that does a lot of news reports and a lot of
What is the Quimmy?
the Quimmy. That's actually a great award show. The Quimmy Awards. So I swear to God, there, kid, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, the Quimmies.
We got the best clam chowder. Who has the best clam chowder this side of Rhode Island? That's what you talk about there, kid. Good thing Brittany doesn't listen to the show because I would be hit next time I saw her sometime next year.
She's from New Hampshire. It doesn't count, really.
It really doesn't, does it? I mean, I've been there once. I spent a week there one day. When me and Radio's Todd Butts drove up there for a day and said, "The hell with this," and got the hell out of there.
Bridgeport. Bridgeport's close enough.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, no, we went to Loudon, New Hampshire. We went up there for a race. And yeah, we it was a one-day event where they did practice, qualifying, and the race all in one day. It was the longest friggin' day of my media life. Like, we got to the track at 5:30, and then we left there like I think 11 that night.
Yeah.
So it was a hell of a day doing coverage and just getting interviews and stuff like that for the Pit Stop Radio. Rest in peace. Yeah. Here we are.
Wait, what happened to PSR?
Well, we stopped it, and it's now called In the Draft with Wilson and Wallace on KPSI.
Wow.
News Talk
It's
920.
just PSR 2.0.
Essentially. We like to say that, but then somebody else already copyrighted Pit Stop Radio. We're like, fuck. I'm gonna change it to something
Copyrighted?
else.
Well,
Yeah,
should we copyright Face Off Hockey Show?
I think we've got intellectual property.
It's only been 14 seasons now.
Yeah, exactly. 13 years, 14 seasons. We're all good. 15 years in a row. You know what I noticed? Like, if we did episodic, we'd probably be in our, like, 40-something season. Because usually episodes, like, seasons are 22 episodes for TV.
Yeah, and then you take time off to, write the new material. We don't write. We don't obviously don't have new material, so
Exactly. We've used the same bullshit for the last 14 years, 15 seasons, and away we go. But anyway, speaking of misinformation, that's what the Kumi said to us. Is they reported that Sidney Crosby was arrested in Ottawa, drunk in disorderly behavior. Apparently, people calling the Ottawa police said the Ottawa police commented, "The hell are we talking about? There's no, he's not around." Penguin said, "No, he's in Vail, Colorado. He's been training there for a week. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about, this Ottawa bullshit." And it took half a day for the QMI agency to retract this story. Like, this story broke at maybe, I'm trying to think of when I first saw it, like 3 a.m. Mountain, so I'm assuming probably around 4 a.m. Eastern, because it takes so much longer for it to get here. So all the shit went down maybe 4 a.m. and then next thing you know, 4 p.m. Eastern, and like, yeah, let's retract the statement. So it took them that long to retract it.
Well, it was Labor Day.
No, it was Wednesday. That's the crazy part about
Wow, I mean, Labor Day comes a little early in Canada.
it. It comes a little early and stays a little late. It's like an awesome chick. They come a little early and they stay a little late. Don't know what that means. But we'll go with it. But anyway, yeah. So Sidney Crosby didn't get arrested in Ottawa. He's in Vail, Colorado. Good for him.
It comes early and stays late. That sounds like college.
Yeah. Hey-oh, look at you go. Look at you go.
Oh.
So yeah, sadly, Sidney Crosby not arrested. So there's that for you. I just think
Joe Thornton have one of the best years of his career the year after he got arrested.
Yeah, when he legitimately got arrested.
Jordan Stahl had one of the best years of his career a year after he got arrested.
Yeah, but the other 8 Stalls didn't. That's the problem. Eric Stahl had a shit year. Mark Stahl doesn't remember the year because he got a concussion. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It would have been. I'm sure it would have been like Sidney Crosby needs to be better. We don't need that.
That's true.
So maybe this is going to have the adverse effect where a fake arrest is not going to allow him to do good. Doubt it, but whatever. All right, so Gary Bettman today, like at 5 o'clock when everything was closing, outright said the 4 expansion teams are bunk. I don't know if you use that such strong terminology as bunk, but yeah. The Gary Bettman said that there's plenty of interest, but little research has been done in the markets that have had been interested. Therefore, no plans to expand, and also that the price tag of 4 teams coming in at $1.4 billion combined is undervaluing the entire NHL.
Of course, Bettman would say that. That's great. I love that. I love that he would deny the report and then immediately say something to the effect of the NHL is way better than this.
Listen, guys, I'm not going to say that we're lighting up the world, but we deserve at least $3 billion for these teams. You know what? $4 billion, $1 billion team. Let's make this happen, guys. It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. I know Vegas is good for it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if he can get $3 billion for 4 teams, that's $750 million expansion fee. That'd be amazing if he can pull that off, and then leaves, and then just like, all right, look, I did what you guys needed to do. Peace, I'm out of here, and drops the mic and leaves as the greatest commissioner of all time.
That's right.
Like in any sport, because I think he is the greatest in general, just for what he did in Philadelphia this year. In the you know what, I really don't give a fuck anymore, guys. It's part of his career. And you know what? The book that was written about him, that Instigator book, is really good. By I'm looking at it right now, Jonathan Gatehouse. Really awesome book because it tells a story about how he really doesn't give a fuck, just in general. Like the labor disputes, let them come to me. I don't care. I'm still making money. The league's gonna still make money, and then they made money.
That's probably why the owners love him so much.
Exactly.
No matter what, they're still gonna make money.
Exactly. You know what? They're like, you know what? He's going to take the fall, and it's fine because look at him. He doesn't care. He could take all this vitriol. It's fine. And he does it. He does it with a smile. God bless Gary Bettman. He's my hero.
By the way, let me interrupt you, Scott.
By the way,
we're trying something new tonight. I don't know if you guys watching live on YouTube have the option to send us questions. But we turned on some feature that says that you can send us questions. So If you would like to send us questions and you're watching live, then send us questions if you can find the feature. I can't. I don't know where it is because I haven't seen the page, but it says that you should be able to send us questions. So send us questions, even if you're not listening live. Email us and send us questions.
Where can they email us at, Mark?
That's faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com, Scotty.
It's faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com. I'm trying to find this questions thing and I can't find it. Oh, the funny thing is, the fun part about it is, Mark, it's one of those ads.
Mm-hmm.
On the bottom of it, on the bottom left-hand corner, it says "Join the conversation," and you can click that and ask a question.
Get right out of town.
I can't because I just stopped the show at that point. So there we go.
Well,
So
that's fantastic.
Ask your questions like that. Joe Newendike, ladies and gentlemen, you know it's a bad summer when there's no news reporting, and this is one of the top stories. Joe Newendike hired as a scout for the Carolina Hurricanes, as Rod Brendamore just bringing his old buddies in just to hang out and have fun. Tampa Bay changed their arena name. The Amalie Oil Company has bought the naming rights. It is now the Amalie Arena.
What is Amalie?
It's an oil company.
What do they do?
I think they companize oil. I don't know if companizing is a word, but
okay.
Sean
so,
Quest
shocker, an oil company has money to advertise with.
Exactly. That's the crazy part about all this, especially an oil company in Tampa, of all places.
Okay.
Good for them, I guess. I don't know. How to...
Hey, they are really close to the Gulf.
They are.
We all know that oil has done very well in the Gulf of Mexico.
Hey, just, you know what? It's so crazy. It just drifts up to you on the beach, and you're like, oh, oil! I struck it rich! And then like, you get poisoning because there's so much lead in there, and they haven't unleaded it yet. I don't know if that's still a thing. I still wish we had leaded oil, to be honest with you. I don't think it hurt anybody. And lead paint. Hey, that's a big thing, too. I think you know what? We get lead paint back, and we stop chalking up ADD to the kids being hyperactive.
Yeah.
It's lead paint again.
I'll tell you what, lead paint subdued us and made us focus on things. I bet there was Adderall on that lead paint. I don't remember anybody when we were growing up that had ADD. Unless you did.
Did. Still have. But yeah, no, we just said, you know what, this kid just needs something. And they didn't put me on drugs. They just said go outside and play. That's all they did.
See that wall? Go claw at that wall till something comes out.
Exactly, and eat it like a potato chip. You know what? Here's some dip too. Just go have fun. So Rogers Hockey Conglomerate had a big move. Raj is that kid. 45-person staff to cover hockey.
All right.
Oddly enough, my invite must have got lost in the whole shuffle and the whole craze. I'll wait for him to announce me. It's fine.
Yeah. Is it all across Canada? Do they have people in Vancouver and people in Edmonton and people in Calgary and people in Ottawa? Obviously, nobody in Winnipeg because nobody cares. And people in Toronto and Montreal.
They have people in Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Toronto, and that's it because TSN holds the rights to everyone else.
I see.
So yeah, so there you go. Good. And they also have the national teams and the desk staff and the Hockey Central staff and like hosts and different reporters and ringside people. Yeah, so it was a fun time to be Roger. And it's funny because we're supposed to, and we're trying to get Jeff Merrick on, who does the Merrick Winchinsky podcast and going to be one of the hosts of Rogers Hockey on Rogers Hockey on Rogers, oddly enough, exclusive to Rogers. Craziness, but yeah, we're gonna get him on in the coming weeks when our schedules work out, and we'll talk to him about that and the craziness that is that staff. And yeah, have a fun time with it. Also announced Rogers announced their Game Center Live stuff. And boy, howdy, did they announce it in a big, big way. If you are connected with Rogers, either wirelessly for your phone or with internet or with the cable package, you get the free preview of Game Center Live and Center Ice until the 1st of January.
And then what happens?
And then you got to pay $129 for it for the year. So So, I mean, there's that at least. So that let's get to that in a second. We got a question. This whole thing is paying off for it crazily.
Holy
What
smokes! Look at that.
we got a question from our buddy Brian Neal. Dear Scotty, what are you wearing? Second question. First off, no pants. Second off, regarding expansion besides money, why would you expand by 4 teams and leave conferences unbalanced? Doesn't 2 teams make more sense? And you just killed it after I was about to read the last part.
Sorry,
Uh,
it's up there in the right. It's in the right corner. It says it says we're currently answering it.
Does it? I don't see it anymore. It's all gone away.
No, you gotta activate the thing. It says regarding expansion besides money, why would you expand 4 teams and leave the conferences unbalanced? Doesn't 2 teams in the West make sense?
Okay, the answer, yes. It does make sense. 4 teams because of the money, and that's about it. But yeah, it does make that conference out of balance. But I also think that you send 2 teams back over west, you get your 4 conferences with 8 teams, bada bing bang boom, and away we go. And let's be honest, Florida, I don't think it's going to stay in Florida too long. That's just me. If they have that little search party and say, yeah, we can live without the Panthers because they're actually bringing the value of this arena down, I think they'll move out west somewhere.
Yeah. You can absolutely move franchises before expanding franchises, for sure. We talked about that a little bit last week.
Absolutely, and you should, honestly. Like that, you go with that route first because of the fact that, I don't know. It just seems to me that moving a team it doesn't bring the money that expansion would have because then the money would just boost up the hockey-related revenue, and then the salary cap's going to go even further through the roof. But yeah, I mean, it's better off, and then that way you have an existing team, and your damn team isn't going to be crap on ice for the first 3 years, as most expansion teams are.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't screw everybody else because with an expansion team, you have like the expansion draft is actually pulling players off of other teams' rosters, correct?
But it's the crappy players too. Like you're allowed to go ahead and like you release your worst players and expose them to expansion draft because I think you're allowed to protect 10 forwards, 4 defensemen, and 2 goalies. So you get the AHL quality guys exposed to the expansion draft. So it's not the cream of the crop, that's for sure. But I don't know. Everyone says, "Oh, but there's so much depth in hockey these days. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Things are fine.
Everything's always fine.
Everything's always fine. Why can't you load your searches, you son of a bitch? Swear to God, you Googling bastards." Let's see if this works. Go to Habs Eye on the Prize because they're usually good because they're Canadian. By the way, if you guys want to join fantasy hockey, be all up on, ladies and gentlemen. Mark and I, we are actually here because we told Johnny, listen, your league is full. Take a week off.
Take the week off. He definitely got a day off because he's been busting his ass for his fantasy hockey league.
And he's got his team, so
he's got his commission for the month already.
It's crazy how that works.
He took the rest of the month off.
Selling those Joe Corby pizzas, and like he's done. But if you want to join the Fantasy Hockey League, you can email me directly, scotty.waz@gmail.com, or faceoffhockeyshow.com, or just find us on some kind of social media medium, except MySpace because mine's deactivated for the moment. That's a lie. I think I actually looked at it the other day. Here we go. All for Rogers. For Rogers, as I speak English. First off, all national games, including playoffs games, will be available on Game Center Live. No more blackouts in the region for fans there. Subscribe to Rogers Home Internet or Rogers Wireless and have a data plan. Game Center Live is free until December 31st, 2014. In addition to that, if you would like to subscribe to 60 Habs games, if you want a French option for the Senators and the Habs, that's $60 for 60 games. It's pretty damn good. Standard price Game Center Live complete library is still $200, but if you have cable and are outside blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, that's just Canadian centric. God damn it, give me something that's more freaking Jesus Christ.
What are you doing over there, Scotty?
I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed that this thing won't freaking load up for me nicely. Here we go. Let's go to daily BC Daily Buzz because when I wanted the Daily Buzz in BC, DC Daily Buzz. Also, Mark Messier got a job because he's the new ambassador for Rogers in the new cable stuff. So there's that. Good for him, I guess. He went from driving a Zamboni to this. Oh, son of a bitch! It's a video. This screw me left, right, and center. Rogers Control Broadcasting. Blah 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 blah. Jesus Christ. Whatever. I'm sick of this already. God damn it, Rogers. You know what? Damn it, Jeff Merrick. Damn you for. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Here we go. This could be good. This could be. Oh, German. Oh, German. What the hell? Oh my God. All right. Let's see if the province has anything. This is Scotty's attempt to find something on the internet that's not going to screw him over. He's not finding things well.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the details on the Rogers Sports thingies and how much it's going to cost peoples. Because we got a couple minutes to kill before Lyle gets on here. Quick for the time, Mark for the time. Do a dance or something.
Well, what are you thinking, Scotty, about while we're killing time? The Orioles.
Oh, Demo 0-1. They're doing well. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it at a 9.5 game lead. I still have no faith that they're going to lock up the East, though. I still think there's a collapse coming. But no, they're doing really well, and I'm not surprised because Buck liked the guys, and next thing you know, Caleb Joseph is hitting dingers, and freaking who's the other guy? Steve Pierce is going yard too. Really odd.
I got new Koozies.
Oh,
New
look at
Koozies
you!
at the game. Look at that. It's a bird. That's all
That's
it is.
awesome.
Yep.
That looks really cool. Make sure you have a big data plan. Rogers estimates each game streamed to a smartphone will use 1 gig of data. Holy Jesus. That's insane.
Why?
Anyway, I don't know. 1 gig of data for a game? Pretty
You
crazy.
guys get the opportunity to get the NFL like every game package or whatever?
Red
Not red zone.
Not Red
I
Zone.
bet you guys don't get the chance to get red zone, which is
we do.
unfortunate.
we got Red Zone.
You have Scott Hansen.
Yeah, but how dare you? He didn't come to me and said that I have to go sit down in the kitchen. Yeah, if you want it, you get Red Zone, you get the Sunday ticket package, all that fun stuff, yeah.
Ah, I didn't realize that Canada had the opportunity for that. Do you guys get the WWE Network?
Yes, now we do.
Yeah, for
But
$9.99.
But that's exclusively on Rogers, and it's $11.99.
What? They
Yeah.
charge you more?
Yeah, man. It's
So
Canada,
every time that you're watching Raw live and they tell you that it's $9.99, it's actually $11.99 for you.
bro. Exactly. In the replays, they overdub. It's $11.99. Little dip in it. Yeah, no, but the problem is it's only available on Rogers Cable because they signed a big deal with Rogers, and Rogers Cable is not available out here in Alberta or BC or other places.
Wait, but Rogers holds the... You're telling me that Rogers holds the rights to broadcast Edmonton and Calgary's games, but you can't get Rogers?
We can't get Rogers Cable. We can get Rogers channels, but like the Rogers Cable itself, we have Shaw Cable, and Telus has their cable company, and Cogeco out east has their company, and Rogers has their company. But we can't, as far as I know, you can't get Rogers Cable out here in Alberta, which sucks because they have like exclusive TV channels for different sports. They have a big sports pack where you can watch 7 sports on one screen. It's really crazy. And I think what they're going to do with the hockey is something like that too. And I'm just like, that's awesome, and I can't get it, and it sucks. So
Yeah.
I have to find a way to get Rogers out here, or move to a place that has Rogers, or stop being a cheapskate and get just the Game Center Live and go from there. Hey, well, stop being.
What is it, like 150? That's probably like $275 for you, right?
$200 straight up, $199.99.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's freaking insane. Whatever. I've got like enough. I've got enough Sportsnet channels, and there's going to be 500 nationally televised games or some shit like that. I'm fine. Like I don't have to buy anything, and I got places on the internet I can go for whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. These things happen. But yeah. But yeah, that's the Rogers thing, man. It's the great conglomerate that is Rogers for the next 12 years. So, yippee skippy. I don't know. I guess I'm happy about it. I don't know. It's hockey. It's not just TSN, even though they launched 5 channel. By the way, the TSN like 1 through 7 or whatever the hell they added. It's been U.S. Open programming the entire time, and like 4 of the 5 station has the same thing going on. So it's pretty goddamn ridiculous to have 5 channels that are just playing the same thing.
So what's the point in all the network coverage? Why do they have so much coverage over the networks if they're just going to do the same thing?
I wish I knew what was going on with TSN. I don't know. It's the problem. That's why I want to try to get this show on there. CRTC be damned. And then figure out a way to get bowling shows on there and just get a bowling network. Get the PBA on TSN 5. I think that's great. Just make it happen. Just all bowling all the time. I'd be like, oh, 10-pin? What is this garbage? We do 5-pin up here in Canada. And that's the hell with your 5-pin.
Yeah, I still don't understand 5-pin.
Really odd 5-pin. I don't get it. It's like on strings. They got bumpers on them. Smaller balls. It's really weird. The different point value for the pins. I don't get it. I really don't. Like it goes 5-3-1. I don't understand. And it all adds up to 15. It really makes no sense. Got a question in from Enzo. Enzo in Pikesville. Thanks for tuning in, Enzo. He said, first time, long time. Listen, Scotty, why is Mark such an attractive human being? And Enzo, I got a question for you, my friend. Why are you just finally getting on this pain train? Because let's be honest, Enzo, Mark is a sexy beast, and that's why he is able to get the best women from New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
And you're left with the scraps of New Hampshire, which is inbreds, because they're so up their own asses, because they're like, ooh, we're from New England. And they just bang each other because their sisters are so attractive. So I think what? That's not what happens in New England. Well, TV has led me astray once again. I don't know where I was going with that, but still. Enzo, I have to say, you have a great choice in men, and Mark Bertanzo is obviously one of them.
That's true. I'm flattered.
His ad will be on Craigslist later today, so check it out.
And I was one of the 100 celebrities whose photos got leaked.
Exactly, and like the problem is Mark leaked his own. That was the weird part. He's like, "Oh my God, how'd this happen?" Threw it on his.
Oh, jeez, and just put it into the pile. Weird.
He slips on a towel. Next thing you know, it's right there. Oh, how'd this camera get here? I didn't know it was around. I was just sitting comfortably. Just must have went off. So there's that. First off, are you really that narcissistic you had to ask that question?
I was trying to get more questions from our viewers.
More questions. There's 5 of you. Answer a question. Hockey, unhockey, whatever. Life. If you want life advice, ask us a question about life. That's what our show's about. It's a show about life with a 30% chance of hockey. We're like the weather. Like in Banff, where it's snowing. Honestly, I don't like Alberta that it's snowing in August and September. It's garbage, and I'm scared now. I'm scared that the winter is going to be hell again. I'm going to dig it out, and honestly, I'm going to buy a snowplow not only for practical purposes, like plowing roadways, but just to look cool with everyone else. My Grand Am can't make it another winter. So ask us your questions about your winter experiences and what you should do. Ask us a question: how to survive winter. On that question, they just click right there, right underneath there, where my finger is. Just click that, and you can join the conversation. Man, I need to get a manicure. Holy crap! Anyway,
by the way, pedicure is fantastic. And while we're on the topic, you should really get.
Have you had one, Mark?
I have. I've had multiple pedicures. They're fantastic.
Did you go to the ones in the Walmart and just sit there, like after you do your Walmart shopping, and just hang out and just
not the ones in the Walmart. I like to go to the ones that have the fancy colors, So when you're done, you get the colors. Don't you get the colors when you're done? Don't you have to get the colors? You don't have to get the colors.
I'm like Frank Costanza. No one touches my feet. No one touches my feet.
What if you put your feet into one of those things and all the fish came and ate all of the dead skin off your feet? Would that be cool?
It's called a piranha tank, man. Like honestly, I'm not gonna put my feet in piranha.
They just nibble at the dead skin. They don't eat any of the live skin or bone.
I'm not gonna make an ex-wife joke. I'm above that. I'm above that. No, you know the weirdest thing? I was going through St. Paul Airport when I was coming back for the Big Stand Invitational and for the draft, and I saw just the business dude getting a manicure. I'm like, man, that's class personified. He's getting a manicure and he's getting his shoulders rubbed. I'm like, god damn, this Rob Ford lookalike looks amazing.
It's impressive.
He's a classy gentleman. I couldn't do it. And also, hey, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? You can load up your questions for Lyle Richardson too. So you can just go click on that thing right there and just go ahead and whoop, there it is. And you can have your questions for Lyle because we're gonna need them because it was a light week. Remember I said last week was light for news? This week was really late for news.
It was not a heavy flow week.
We were talking about Sidney Crosby's faux arrest and Tampa Bay changing their arena name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's up with that.
So getting back to the what I've just found out, it was I didn't realize that this whole celebrity photo leak thing had a nickname.
The
fappening.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
they're creative.
There are people out on Reddit that are trying to donate money to charity. I don't know why exactly. Maybe because they feel bad about the whole picture thing, but nobody's accepting the money. Like the Prostate Cancer Foundation turned down the money, and now Water.org turned down the money.
That's weird. Like you would think, you know what? First off, how hard? Like usually, people will take money for donating, especially Water.org in light of this whole ALS challenge where they're losing water hand over fist.
Yeah.
But apparently, I guess you know what? They don't want to be next to people who have stolen pictures. I guess I get. That's the only reason I can say. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you guys kind of stole some pictures that were really private, so we kind of don't want to be part of this or something like that. So we don't want to be prosecuted with you guys. So there's that. Kind of weird. Here we go. Oh, life advice. Here we go, kids. Would you rather be able to change stoplights whenever you want or always find a parking spot? That's from Ryan K. From, I'm assuming, somewhere in Dundalk.
Close. Severna Park.
Ah, damn, I was so close.
Nah.
Severna Park represent SP in the house. That's a good question. You know what? I want to change stoplights.
Yeah?
Because if I get there fast enough, I'll be able to find a parking spot just fine. So, because I'm going to be able.
Yeah, but if you get there too soon and it's still crowded, then you're going to be driving around for a while, and then changing all those stoplights wouldn't have mattered.
That's true. But here's the thing: if you find a parking spot all the time, it's probably going to be the crappy one. Like you're all the way far back. He didn't say.
God, you're such a pessimist.
Well, obviously.
I would like to always find a parking.
Mark, it snows here in August. What do I have? I have nothing.
See,
I don't know what's going on.
To find a parking spot. See, Scotty, where you live, do you have to worry about parking where you live? Are there always spots out front of your house?
Well, I live at cul-de-sac, so that's not really a fair option.
So there's always spots, so you don't have to worry about it. Think if you lived in the city in Baltimore, and you would spend sometimes 10 to 15 minutes driving around trying to find a parking spot close to your house.
I understand that.
Yeah. Then the streetlights don't matter so much.
Well, I think the streetlights matter a lot, honestly. I would rather, because you know what, man? I'm going interstate all the time, man. You know, I guess that's if I'm going interstate all the time, it doesn't really matter with lights. But if I'm going surface streets, I want to be able to boom, 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 boom. I want to be sitting at a light at 2 a.m. near Johns Hopkins trying to figure out if I'm going to get carjacked or not.
Yeah, but what if you can't find a parking spot and then you have to park by Johns Hopkins?
Well, in that case, I'm just throwing the keys in the driver's seat. Good luck to y'all.
I'm gonna go parking spot. Final answer. I don't care how long it takes me to get home. I want my car to be right outside my house.
I'm going stoplights because that way I can just go through everything else and I don't have to worry about stopping. And that point, I can just take the brakes out of my car. Just use the e-brake. Just handbrake it the entire time.
Just Grand Theft Auto your way around the city.
Exactly, man. Tokyo Drift.
Nobody ever used the actual brakes in that game, did they?
No, come on. I barely use the brakes in any racing game that I use.
That's a good point.
It's always, especially in the NASCAR game, there's always bump against the other car or just hit the wall.
Yep, knock them into the wall and then you're good to go.
Exactly. You do a little side damage, but away you're off on your own adventure. You're fine. Car just gets minor damage. They're wrecked. Come on. And that's why I never made NASCAR, ladies and gentlemen. And it took me 17 goddamn tries to pass the driver's test. Here we go. This is obviously, this is from Dave from the Dino. Dave said, long time emailer, first time watcher. That's really odd. He also said, would you rather have a woman with 3 boobs or 1 super boob? I like that. I like that one a lot. Dave, I have to say, that's a good question.
I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go 3 boobs.
I'm going 3 boobs too because if that 1 super boob could just be a giant goiter, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, although 1 super boob is nice, but it's always good to be able to, see. You like how I looked over my shoulder there?
Yeah,
it's always nice to be able to, put the boobs together.
And that way,
I'm definitely going Total Recall on this one.
You really are, and it's good for her because she can just. Anyway, she's fine. Whatever. Brian asked again, Scotty, how come you didn't go to the Katy Perry concert when she was in Calgary last week? Because she snuffed me for the.
Speaking of super boobs.
Yeah, speaking of super boobs, we talked about this a couple weeks back when Tristan was on the show. Because she stiffed me, and not in the good way either, for the shooting the splits with Scotty bowling show. So the hell with her and her concert, and they were sold out anyway. And I didn't want to be that creepy dude. I was just hanging out there, just jerking it in the 3rd row. What? I'm just saying, that could have happened.
Usually you're not against that, but all of a sudden you're on high horse.
I want a little bit more decor of this whole idea, and that's why I just go for the 3 boobs rather than the 1 super boob. Kyle, 3 boobs, 1 super boob. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with 3. I'll go with 3.
It's a consensus. We're going.
Yeah.
It's full board.
Yeah. Well, come on. Sure, you agree. On the one hand, sure, 1 super boob sounds fantastic, but then you think 3, and it's just more and stuff.
Here's what I get when you look at a cyclops. That doesn't look normal.
As we've all done from time to time, looking at cyclopses.
Please, I've seen enough X-Men to realize.
I watched enough old Sinbad movies. I dig you. I dig where you come from.
Why does he have to do with it? He was in a different world. We get it. He was cool, but his comedy was good.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Wrong
Sinbad. Anyway.
What? That's only one Sinbad. That's the only Sinbad.
What? Skinblad? What the hell are you talking about?
Skinblad. Speaking of that, Aaron Ekblad signed, and he's getting paid. So there's that.
Did you also touch on the recent David Krejci signing?
No. Would that happen?
Yeah, that actually happened in the past hour. David Krejci, yes, and when that happens, everything else falls to the wayside. And I'm not judging. I'm right there with you. Yeah. David Krejci, 6 years, $43.5 million,
Interesting.
or $7.25 million per season.
Interesting. I think that's a good deal for a guy like Krejci.
That's right around what I expected he was going to get, either from the Bruins or somebody else if he hit free agency next summer. Doesn't leave, gonna kind of hurt the. Well, I shouldn't say hurt them, but it's gonna make things a little interesting for cap space next season because now they've got something like a $54 million invested in just 11 players.
But the Rogers hockey conglomerate's going to make up for that.
Well, I'm assuming that the salary cap jumps to 75 million, which is what I'm expecting it'll do next year. That leaves them with a little over 20 million to re-sign these guys. You still got to re-sign Johnny Boychuk. Dougie Hamilton is going to be unrestricted. He'll be a restricted free agent coming off an entry-level deal, so he won't have any arbitration rights. But still, you got to figure that's 3.5 mil, maybe 4 per season right there, depending on how well he plays. And you could still have Torrey Krug and Riley Smith to re-sign if they only sign 1-year deals heading into this season, and then they will be restricted free agents again with arbitration rights, so they get squeezed for even more. So, yeah, it could end up being when you start thinking about it. I mean, depending on the kind of seasons those two guys have, you could be looking at that 20 million cap space disappearing in a real big hurry.
Well, I think at that point, then you have to worry about you have to decide between Boychuk, Krug, and Hamilton, and you pick 2.
Yeah. Well, they would prefer to keep Boychuk for obvious reasons. Terrific all-around defenseman. You want to keep Dougie Hamilton. Let's face it, he's going to be the heir apparent for Zdeno Chara when he finally hangs him up. So, Krug could be the odd man out in that regard as well. Right now, Torrey Krug is essentially a third-pairing defenseman who sees a lot of power play time because he's got terrific offensive skills. That's where he is right now. I mean, eventually he'll develop into a top 4 defenseman. But right now he's small, which kind of works against him a little bit, and he's strictly considered one-dimensional right now. As I said, yeah, racked up a ton of points last season, was among the league leaders among rookie scorers last year, but that's because he saw a lot of power play time. He's
Mike Green, essentially.
Mike Green was better. Mike Green was better than that in his day. Think about it. Back in the day, before he started having the knee and groin injuries, he was actually pretty damn good first pass defenseman.
Yeah. And here we are. We are here now. Another defenseman getting signed, Justin Schultz, 1-year deal with the Edmonton Oilers. A future Norris candidate if you talk to Craig McTavish.
No hype, no pressure. There's no pressure, kid. Yeah. That one was a little interesting though, because I was expecting that would have been a 2 or 3 year deal. I didn't quite see the sense in burning up the 1 year like that. But I mean, hey, they still want to play wait and see with the kids, so fine on that, I guess. But I don't know, maybe it might have been a little bit better if they'd done a 2-year bridge deal, maybe for slightly less than that, But hey, they got him now. Hopefully he fulfills Mac T's promise, and if he does, holy jumping Jubas, then away we go. Now you're talking 7-8 mil to re-sign this kid. Have fun. So
yeah, exactly. Good luck, Edmonton. Way to screw this one up again.
Yeah, but that being said, is this kid coming in with the same kind of star power that a certain Montreal defenseman did a few years ago? No. So I think maybe he will be a Norris contender one day, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
He doesn't have the stroke that PK does.
No, it definitely doesn't have the personality. But then who does?
No, exactly.
PK Subban's like a big. Wouldn't matter what team he's playing on. He's just a giant breath of fresh air, man, because he's got personality.
He's got personality.
Personality. Personality.
I don't know the
and he actually was actually willing to kiss Pierre Maguire, which
what?
Yeah, he didn't you see that after when the Canadians eliminated the Bruins? And, and Pierre Maguire was doing the interview thing, and he kissed him on his bald head, and now we know that if you kiss Pierre Maguire on your bald head, it's not good luck because the Canadians lost the Eastern Conference Final.
I don't know, Lyle. He did get paid. He did get paid. So
he got paid. Yeah, he did. Well, I suppose.
For him, it's good luck.
Yes, personally, contract-wise, that was great luck. Yes,
that's fine for him. I don't think. Let's not put the curse of PK Subban and Carey Price getting injured in the same breath.
No. Well, no. See, but that proves my point then that kissing Pierre Maguire is bad.
Well, yeah, unless Carey Price need him in the head, I don't think it's a valid argument.
Well, we can all live for the day, I suppose. Exactly. We can pray.
If you have questions for Lyle, hit the question button right there.
And Scotty will read them out because I can't see.
I will read them out. It's fine.
I can't see. Where can I see questions?
You're not.
There's a Q&A app off to the left, maybe. I don't know if you
Off to
can
the left,
click
there's
on
a
that.
thing that says chat. Is that it? No, I see a
Uh,
Q&A button. Is that it?
Click the Q&A button.
Hey, there we go. Okay, yes, please
Boom.
ask your questions and keep them clean, or don't.
You know what? Don't keep them.
Be insulting. I don't care. Go ahead, bring it. Be insulting, or don't, or be nice.
Yeah.
Wear my Macho Man T-shirt. I'm ready.
We had a question. Would you rather be able to find a parking spot all the time or control of the stoplights?
Oh, I want to control stoplights.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you.
Parking spots, dime a frickin' dozen, my friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seriously. No. Don't be like that. You forget I lived in major cities long before I lived here, my friend. And I can tell you, lights drove me insane. Parking spots, you just gotta be creative. You know the city, you can
on your
find it.
front lawn if you wanted to. You don't need to worry about parking spots.
And Lyle, here's the funny thing is that when you're up in Alaska, you can just tell the Huskies to go away and come back in 3 hours when you're done your shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dog sleds.
Yeah, with dog sled and stuff and yeah. Anyway. But anyway, I still say red lights. Period. Want to control.
Yeah,
definitely. Traffic lights.
I'm with you, Lyle, all the way, all day.
You're wrong. You're both wrong.
No, don't be angry because you're in the minority. All right.
Exactly. Don't be racist against us.
It's not our fault. Look. You chose it. All right.
Exactly. You had the option. You didn't choose the right one. And I have to say, the only reason I also choose traffic light. Big Stan's occupation was fixing traffic lights for the better part of 25 years. So.
Really?
Yeah, he did that for the
seriously.
County government and also the state of Maryland government for a few years.
There you go.
That's
I never knew anybody who fixed traffic lights until now, and I know him vicariously through you. So
yeah, he got me a yellow light, like an authentic, like heavy ass yellow light. And he also had access to the sign shop, so he made all these signs for us and stuff like that, and decked out a couple. He did all the signs in the arena area by the old Cap Center, and the new FedEx Field there in Landover, and did some stuff for the Chesapeake Icebreakers too when they were in the ECHL. He pretty much decked out their entire locker room with signs and stuff like that. So it's pretty big deal.
That's actually I find that kind of interesting. Other people probably wouldn't, but I find that interesting.
No, it was a cool time because but the crazy part is he went crazy a little bit with the reflectors, and for the longest time I had reflector tape on my hockey stick, and if you hit the light just right, you could blind somebody with it.
That's fantastic.
That was your secret weapon when you were playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like and then I got,
goalie.
Yeah, exactly. Got out of Pee-wee's, and then it's like, I can't use this anymore. It's kind of, whatever. It's kind of tacky, but it's still awesome.
You should put it on the blade of your stick.
Oh, I know, right? But that's reflective tape, man. It's really rough. Chris Haas joins us, and he says, will Caps fans turn on Ovechkin for his political views regarding his home country? What's the fallout, if any? Obviously, this big deal where Ovechkin talks about something about having Russian. I didn't really get into it because I don't like when politics and sports mix.
His whole thing is he did an Instagram thing holding up a sign, wearing a T-shirt that said "No War," but at the same time holding up a sign that was something like "Save the children from fascism," and that's to do with basically supporting Russia's let's call it what it is, invasion of eastern Ukraine. Ostensibly because people in Ukrainian who are Russian supporters or consider themselves Russian citizens, Russia apparently is claiming that the Ukraine government is fascist and is mistreating Russian sympathizers or people who are sympathetic, people who want to remain in Russia to Nazis, and that, of course. Anyway, I don't think there's going to be any follow from it. In fact, I don't think most hockey fans are even aware of it. And I'm not saying that to be, nasty or anything like that. I just don't think they don't know or don't care. I think the big thing for Caps fans is they want to know, is Ovechkin going to lead them to a Stanley Cup? That's a better question.
Is he going to do a Kovalchuk and go to the KHL in a couple of years?
Oh God, yeah, you can tell you can tell autumn's in the air when the Russian superstars could defect to the KHL. Stories start popping up, and they usually come out of Russia, which is.
I tell you what, Lyle, there was a couple of big views on Russian Machine Never Breaks, and also I think Norman Greenberg had or Neil Greenberg.
Neil Greenberg, yeah,
yeah,
writes for the Washington
they
Post. Yep.
Yeah, they had little stories on it too. So I'm like, it's drawing something, but again, it's like you said, it's late August, early September. You have people. There's no hockey news. It's snowing in Banff. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's really crazy, and we just need training camps to start.
Yeah. Listen. Eventually they'll sure they'll head over to the KHL and finish their careers. I mean, Pavel Datsuk's already suggested that when this contract's up, because let's face it, when his current contract is up, he'll be retiring because that ends in 2017. He'll be 40 or pushing 40, and I think at that point he wants to play a season or two in the KHL, and I'm sure that when the time comes for Ovechkin and Malkin and Yakupov and any other Russian stars that you can think of, that the day comes, yeah, they may want to head over and finish their careers in the KHL, but they're not going to do it right now, not in their lucrative playing years. Now people say, oh, well, Kovalchuk did. Yeah, but Kovalchuk was already got his money and played his lucrative years, right? Yeah. And, his situation was a little bit different as well because, he has family, his family and things like that. He wanted to raise his kids over there, blah, blah, blah. So it was more to it than just money. But the bottom line was Kovalchuk, he played all his best years in the NHL, and he earned his money. And he's not ruling out returning when he turns 35. And that's the earliest, by the way, that he can return. There was some speculation earlier this summer that, the Devils might try and arrange it to bring him back. But, that's not going to happen because under the terms of the CBA, based on what he did, the earliest he can return is at age 35. And then it needs the full consensus of all 30 owners of the National Hockey League. So now he can come back as a free agent. He'll be able to come back as a free agent, but that won't need any consensus. But yeah, the earliest though is age 35, and you need full consensus, and I don't think that's going to happen.
And let's be honest, he's a guy who's not Jaromir Jagr, so by the time he's 35, he'll be in the downslope of his career.
Yeah, and of course, Jagr already went over, did the KHL thing, and came back. And Yager's not even Russian, so there you go.
Exactly.
But he was Russian to get over Russia to KHL and get some of the KHL oil money. I'll tell you.
Hey, you got it when it was good, right?
Hey, he did.
Look at it now.
He did. I don't follow him at all, man.
Why would you?
Overdo your thing. Besides, we in the NHL fans, we all got to enjoy Jagr in his prime. So, why do we care?
Yeah, we're enjoying him still now. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. He came back and he surprised me last season. I have to admit, I was very surprised. I don't know how much longer he can keep going, but I mean, hey, hell, more power to him. If he can get another good season, right on, do it, man. That's what I say.
Yeah, Mark's left the show for a second.
Yes.
I want to get his take on the Caps thing. Hi, Mark. Hey, the Caps. As a Caps fan, Ovechkin's political views. Do you care?
I am pretty sure, to be perfectly honest with you, like Lyle said, most people don't know, and this is actually the first that I'm hearing of that. Second of all, like, I don't even have an opinion on exactly what's going on in Russia. Like, clearly, the whole Ukraine thing, generally,
issues going down,
is bad. But I wouldn't have known what he was referring to when he would have posted something like that. And thirdly, Caps fans in general, I think, aren't really that worried. Yeah, I think Lyle hit everything on the head. I think they're more worried about the actual hockey on the ice, and Ovechkin not getting hurt, and Ovechkin, not leaving to go somewhere else.
Unless he turns into a Nikolai Volkov.
Mm-hmm.
USA, pa!
Right.
Unless he does
Tim Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless he turns into that, I really don't think anybody's going to give a crap. I don't think Capitals fans are really going to care.
Yeah.
It's like I hope I'm pronouncing his name. I'm trying to remember off the top of Peter Hassett, who writes for Russian Machine Never Breaks, that blog. He's the one who did the piece up. But that was where I first encountered that the Instagram picture of Ovechkin, his support, if you will, for what Russia's doing in the Ukraine, and basically as Peter said, I mean it's a complicated situation. And we're kind of bringing the politics into the hockey here in that regard. but as Peter said, I think the worst thing you can say is it sometimes it's things like that sometimes can make it hard to cheer for a player, and it can make it sometimes hard to cheer for Ovi a little bit when you don't like finding out anything even mildly unpleasant about your favorite player or what have you. You know what I mean? It can be a little uncomfortable.
Sure, but he's not making the call to invade the Baltic.
Right, like he said, stop war now, right?
Yeah,
Like I think that's something we can all get behind.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. You know what? I'm a big war guy. Not gonna lie to you, because you know what? I thought Lowrider was.
What is it good for?
Lowrider was a great song.
Hey, all I can say is, why can't we be friends?
Oh, jeez. I just, you know what?
That was another great war song. Come on.
Every time that song comes on, I just think of Homer Simpson coming down to the ring fighting Frederick Tatum.
Yeah.
With Grandpa Simpson.
But Lowrider was the best though.
Oh, absolutely it was.
Yeah.
What's your favorite war song? I don't know.
War, I honestly I didn't have one. I wasn't into them very much.
I was not
be honest.
into them.
I was just like, that's an unusual look. Where's Metallica? There we go. Okay. Yeah.
So Scott Gomez is apparently still trying to be in the NHL. He signed a tryout deal with your New Jersey Devils. Sheldon Brookbank also signed a tryout deal with your Calgary Flames. Any other with these guys? Do you think is there even a chance that they're going to make a? I mean, I think Gomez has a better chance just in general, but I don't know. Sheldon Brookbank, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's Flames are going to give him a shot, so hey, why not? The Montreal Canadiens also signed Bowman, who used to be Grayson Bowman from Carolina. Yeah, they've signed him for a training camp tryout, which may put to rest the recent speculation that they might invite Dustin Penner to camp. So. But yeah, sometimes they say sometimes these things work out. With Gomez, I don't know. I'm not so sure with that though. I mean, his what made him a terrific NHL player was his playmaking ability. Because he never was really like a really fast skater or anything like that. But I mean, he just a tremendous vision on the ice, and he was a really slick playmaker. But those skills have kind of eroded him in recent years. And I mean, he's not that old. I mean, you think about it. I think he's approaching his mid-30s. He's not that old now by any stretch. But sometimes the skills go, man. And for Gomez, who can say? At least the Devils are. Who says Lou Lamoriello doesn't have any sentimentality in that stringy old heart of his, eh? Come on.
Well, I think he figures if he brings Gomez back...
Warms that one cockle of your heart.
He brings Gomez back, it's going to make people forget that he didn't sign Brodeur again. So there's that. But
but then you got Corey Schneider, so that was a whole different... See, that's the thing. Devils fans understand the whole reason why. They do. They understand why. Yeah, because let's face it. I mean, they hate to say it, but I mean, when they acquired Corey Schneider, during the draft, which was one of the great reaction videos, by the way, from Gary Bettman, which was fantastic at the. Well, you guys were there too. I mean, when he said we have a trade to announce, and everybody went, oh, and he was like, I think you're going to want to hear this, and just that huge reaction when it was Corey Schneider's been dealt to the New Jersey Devils. Pierre Maguire basically said out loud what everybody had thought at that moment, is that the Devils have finally admitted, Martin Brodeur can no longer get the job done. So, Devils fans are very appreciative of what Marty Brodeur did. I mean, NBC's Pro Hockey Talk blog. I mean, Brodeur was voted the greatest Devil of all time. Which I'm sure Satan will have something to say about. But
Satan and also Dennis Hopper.
Yes.
Really weird about that one.
Yeah, but but they understand why. So nobody has any hard feelings about Brodeur leaving. They know that it's Corey Schneider's time now, and you can't just have Brodeur sort of hovering over his shoulder. So that's understandable on their part. That's not going to be an issue at all.
Corey Snyder was actually heard singing to Marty Brodeur, as the team was cleaning out the locker room. Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. It was really odd, and then he started shaking his hand in front of the table. No one knows what's going on.
Scott, Lyle, did you buy the WWE Network for $11.99?
Would I buy it? No, of course not.
$11.99. What about $9.99?
Hell, man, I want to see matches at WWE. All I got to do is just hit me the old YouTubes, kids, and just type in the name of my favorite wrestler, and they're all there, baby. All the matches, they're all there. You just got to look for them.
But that's part of the Rogers wrestling conglomerate. Now let's talk about the Rogers hockey conglomerate.
Hey.
And their 87-man roster. I'm sure. I already saw job listing for 40 more. So
now, be fair. I mean, that's being spread out amongst all the Canadian teams that they're covering. It's they're not 87 people in one studio, which would be kind of cool.
Great. It's like TSN trade deadline in the peak of TSN.
Just to listen to them all babble, trying to shout each other down, talk over each other to get in the better points. But
I was pissed off that PJ Stock is back. To be quite honest with you,
a lot of people don't love PJ. I mean, a lot of people were pissed when I read that. I don't have anything against PJ Stock myself. Does he say some dumb things sometimes? Sure, I say dumb things sometimes. I write dumb things sometimes. Sure, I mean, I can understand why it kind of grates people a little bit. I mean, I can't get over his obsession with PK Subban and how he always just loves to run him down every opportunity he can get. I mean, but overall, I mean, hell, if I don't have a problem with the guy, whenever he pops on, just babble, whatever, yeah.
Here we go. Hold on a minute. What the hell's going on here?
I'd rather wait to see what like I prefer listening to guys like Elliot Friedman.
Yeah.
Guys who are actually kind of know what they're talking about.
Here's the additions, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Rogers staff. Glenn Healy, Kelly Rudy, Craig Simpson, Mike Johnson, Darren Pang. Which, by the way, they completely plucked off TSN's crew. Good for them.
Oh yeah, they went. Yeah. Well, because TSN now they're just strictly limited to just regional now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Just
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We'll go to the question. Brian Neal, who signs with an NHL team first? Marty Brodeur or Ilya Bryzgalov?
Oh, Brodeur. Brodeur. Absolutely.
Bryzgalov is Benito Santiago, I think.
Yeah, I think
even though he did pretty well with the Wild,
He did. I mean, but let's face it, you got a chance here, to sign, a future Hall of Fame goaltender,
who can be a mentor.
Who can be a positive influence and may be able to come in and maybe steal you a few games.
Now, son, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Many of which are not hockey related.
His sister-in-law.
Oh no! Mistakes away from the rink are one thing. No.
That's just life lessons.
The one mistake I'm going to tell you when you're on the ice, son, do not lay your paddle down on the ice against the Anaheim Mighty Ducks if they're ever called the Mighty Ducks in a playoff game, because the puck will take a weird ass carom, go right through your legs. You're going to look like an idiot, future Hall of Famer or not. There you go.
Exactly. He smokes a stogie on his way. All right. Reset. Glenn Healy, Kelly Rudy, Craig Simpson, Mike Johnson, Darren Pang, Cassie Campbell-Pascal, Leah Hextall. Rick Ball is going to be the Flames broadcast play-by-play announcer. Drew Remenda will be the Edmonton Oilers broadcaster.
He used to do play-by-play for your San Jose Sharks.
So he's going to be the color man with Kevin Quinn alongside of him. Kelly Rudy is going to be an analyst and also do the color for the Flames as well. PJ Stock, Gary Galley, Nick Kiprios, Billy Jaffe, Chris Johnson, Doug McLean, Scott Morrison, John Shannon, Christine Simpson, Mark Spector, George Strombolop. Oh, all right, hold on. No, never mind. Here's the full list. I was just adding new additions. Here's your host for Hockey Night in Canada and NHL and Sportsnet, George Strombolopoulos. Ron McLean will be the host of Rogers Hometown Hockey and NHL and Sportsnet. Leah Hextall is going to be a host. Jeff Merrick, who we hope to have on in the next few weeks, is going to be a host. Darren Millard is going to be a host. Play-by-play announcers, The National, Bob Cole, Jim Houston, Dave Fandorf, Paul Romanuk are your national play-by-play announcers. Regional, Rick Balls in Calgary, Kevin Quinn in Edmonton, Paul Romanuk and Dave Randorf will split duties for the Maple Leafs, and John Shorthouse in Vancouver. National game analysis, Gary Galley, Glenn Healy, Mike Johnson, Craig Simpson. Regionally, John Garrett, Kelly Rudy, Greg Millen, Drew Remenda for Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Edmonton. Studio analysts, Don Cherry, Damian Cox, Elliot Friedman, Kelly Rudy, Glenn Healy, Billy Jaffe, Mike Johnson, Chris Johnston, Nick Kiprios, Doug McClain, Scott Morrison, Darren Pang, John Shannon, Mark Spector, PJ Stock. Rinkside reporters, Cassie Campbell Pascal, Rash Madani, Roger Millions, Dan Murphy, Scott Oak, Gene Principe, and Christine Simpson.
And a partridge in a pear tree for glory.
Trying out, we will have junior varsity, aka TSN tryouts next week.
What they essentially did was let's face it, they grabbed all the Hockey Night in Canada staff, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone, and they plucked away a couple of guys from TSN, and yeah, they have this uber super duper pooper broadcast team. As I said, it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out for them over the next 12 years. They'll have 12 years to get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good talent there, and there's some that's gonna, but yeah.
But here's the thing:
with
more than 500 regular season games across 9 networks: CBC, City TV, all the Sportsnet, Sportsnet 1, Sportsnet 360, and FX Canada. Like, you can watch It's Always Sunny, and then next thing you know, it's Sabres Islanders.
Sportsnet, hockey out your ass. That's what the motto's got to be. There you go. Patent pending, trademark. Sportsnet, hockey out your ass.
Sportsnet, what are you going to do? Watch the Jets? Sportsnet.
Sportsnet, come on. Come on.
Sportsnet, you have the CFL.
Sportsnet, yeah. Sportsnet, because, curling. What's up with that?
Sportsnet. We added channels before we got stuff, not after we lost it.
Sportsnet. This place for rent.
God damn! Like, honestly.
Oh man,
TSN feeds are terrible. 345. That's worthless. It's worthless until
but
the
regional hockey though. I mean, but hockey. Yeah. As I said, it's going to be interesting to see how this grand project, pans out. What I'm more interested in is how long Hockey Night in Canada stays with CBC, because it's only 4 years, and CBC's not getting any money from it. They're just, Sportsnet, Rogers, out of the goodness of their heart, is going to let the tradition continue on CBC for 4 more years, with all the crew and everything else, but no money for you, suckers.
But it's not even Hockey Night in Canada is exclusive to CBC anymore. It's going to be on City.
No.
It's going to be on Sports.
Exactly. I think I think in 4 years' time there won't be hockey on CBC anymore, because that's the whole grand scheme. Is they want to grab CBC viewers and get them to watch sports. Though, if there's anybody still existing that doesn't have cable, or hasn't thought of getting cable in Canada, who doesn't have access to Sportsnet to know where to go and watch all their hockey.
To be fair, Sportsnet, at least out here for Shaw, is not part of basic cable. You have to buy a premium tier package for that.
Oh,
so,
I was not aware of that in that part of Canada. See, down here, it's
basic for us is TSN and Sportsnet 360, oddly enough, are the basic sports channels. And even with Sportsnet 360, you're getting at least a game a week. So, so that's an interesting scenario here. So
that's weird. No,
to get Sportsnet West, you have to pay a premium.
No, down here. Well, I mean, yeah. If we want to watch Sportsnet West down here, we'd have to pay. I mean, some games you get to see.
If you want regional stuff, like Sportsnet East for you is probably basic.
Oh God, yeah. Sportsnet East is basic. Sportsnet TSN, but we get all the TSN channels. Obviously, we get now. I've got all the Sportsnet ones except, like I said, Sportsnet West. Well, I'd have to pay premium for that, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, but whatever.
Are you guys have access to Rogers Cable out there?
Yes.
Okay. We don't. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Just wondering, like them having
I
all the
believe-
hockey and them unveiling their game center and all that other stuff. Does that make it like is that for someone who's not with Rogers? Does that make it more appealing to you or less appealing to you, or you don't feel anything different that Rogers is offering so much with their cable packages and wireless packages and all the other junk?
No, well,
For
because I'm with
hockey?
I'm with Bell Alliant. Used to be with EastLink, and now I'm with Bell Alliant. And like I said, I get everything that I want to watch. So
Yeah.
all when it comes to all, I don't feel that I need to buy an extra package. Like I don't need to go and buy the NHL network or anything like that. Like I used to when I was with EastLink, but it was just I quit after a year because it was like this is garbage. The only good thing that was on it was NHL on the fly. That was it. The rest of it was garbage. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd sit there when they broke. Here's how bad the NHL Network was when the lockout ended. That was breaking news, for God's sake, here in Canada on all the major news networks in Canada, for God's sake. TSN and Sportsnet and The Score were all over it up here, right? NHL Network was showing friggin' reruns of classic games, and I don't know, some
Was it the
NHL
latest lockout?
history. Yeah, they didn't cover it.
No, they don't cover anything.
They didn't cover it. They just showed reruns through the whole damn thing. And after that finished it for me. I was like, okay, that's it. No, I don't want the NHL Network anymore.
Well, that's why I hope Rogers does something better than what TSN did.
Oh, Rogers most certainly. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Can't do it worse. You just keep status quo or get better. So there's that. But, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, it's just like the NHL Network is what it is because of the fact that TSN thinks that it had all the property and thinks we don't need to do this. We have all this archive footage. Let's burn all this off. And so that's what happened. And now they don't have it. They only have regional hockey. So there you go.
Well, TSN. What happened with TSN was they honestly didn't believe that Rogers was going to be able to outbid them. Yeah.
Wait, howdy did they?
Yeah, they honestly didn't believe it. They got a little overconfident, and they made their bid and thought, oh yeah, no, this is the best one you're going to get, and yeah, Rogers scooped it away from them. So they got nobody to blame but themselves. I feel bad for I do feel bad for their hockey crew because I mean, geez, TSN did a great job. They did a great job covering them, and but hey. Now it's Sportsnet's world, and we got to live in it for the next 12 years if you're a Canadian up here watching it. So, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll work out.
I'm still waiting for Scott Moore to get back to me and say, yeah, come on, you'll be part of this crew. Come be part of the family.
We're hiring everybody.
We're hiring everybody out there.
Yeah.
Blogger or not. NHL teams aren't hiring just bloggers. We're going to get you on board. Yeah, when we get Jeff Merrick on, I'll hand him for a job on the show.
I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah, no, it's going to work smashingly after he trashes me for 30 minutes. Feel like breaking down some divisions there, Lyle?
Sure!
We're 4 weeks away from actual hockey starting.
Yay!
Yay! Training camps start in probably 2 weeks, I think. And puck drops October 8th, everybody.
That's right, kids.
Wednesday, October 8th. And our fantasy hockey.
Square.
Our fantasy hockey drops earlier than that. If you want to get in, go ahead and email us, faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com, scotty.waz@gmail.com, or on any one of the Twitters, and we will get you in a league. Johnny's league's full up, so you're just stuck with me and Mark. So the fun thing with Mark's going to be his draft's going to be live while the show's going on.
Live.
Nice.
Live October 2nd, 3rd, 1st? First.
October.
One of those days.
October. One of those days was single digits in October.
There you go.
Yes.
A week before hockey starts, and we can go ahead and go with that. Let's start off in alphabetical order, and we'll start off in the Atlantic Division, Lyle. And this was a division that pretty intriguing, considering the fact that it led us to have Tampa Bay and Montreal, and Tampa Bay gets smoked in a quick fashion. Boston in that as well. Columbus and Detroit also on this. They're in the Atlantic too, right?
No, Columbus is in the Met. The Metropolitan. Detroit is in the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's that crazy one. So obviously the big question: does anybody supersede Boston?
No, not this year. I
I
do.
think that a little bit though.
Yeah, well, I think this year, I think Boston's still the dominant team in that division, but I think Montreal is going to be moving up on them quickly because well, based obviously on what we saw in the playoffs, but also for the fact that Montreal's got some good young talent in that pipeline now with Galchenyuk, Gallagher, obviously, and of course, with Subban, who just loves tormenting Bears, and Carey Price and so on and so on. Tampa Bay is going to be kind of interesting. They've got a lot of promise. I'm going to be curious to see how well that promise is going to make out this year, because some of those guys, 'cause, I mean, they had two of the three Calder Calder finalists were from the Lightning, but are these guys gonna suffer through a sophomore slump, that sort of thing? So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they perform. I don't have any concerns about Ben Bishop, their goaltender. I think he's going to be fine. They'll have Steven Stamkos for a full healthy season, so I think they're going to get in. So I think you're looking Boston and Montreal, I think, are locks for the playoffs. After that, Tampa Bay could be, as long as that young talent continues to develop, and the rest, it's going to be, I think, a crapshoot. The only teams I don't see making the playoffs in that division, Buffalo, obviously, and I still don't think Florida's there yet. So then it's going to come down to Detroit, Ottawa, and Toronto. And Detroit right now, they're kind of they're in a rebuilding mode. They managed to squeak into the playoffs there last season, but their key guys like Datsuk and Zetterberg, I mean, they're getting older, they're getting banged up, so they're going to need a lot more. They're going to need those young guys who stepped to the fore last season to really pick it up for them this season. And Ottawa and Toronto, oh boy, that could go either way. Bit of a hot mess there. Because both those teams were near the bottom of the league last season in defensive stats. So is there going to be significant improvement? If there is, then they have a shot. If not, then they'll be on the outside looking in.
I'm going to say something about Detroit. I can't remember now. do you think, I guess just in general, do you think that the lack of an Olympic is going to help a lot of these teams that underperformed last year, or teams that got tired out towards the end there?
Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting to see. I mean, when it came to Detroit, I mean, it didn't do them any good at all. I mean,
No.
Zetterberg got hurt, just before the Olympic, right early in the Olympic tournament, I believe. Datsuk was nursing a banged-up knee beforehand anyway, so it didn't really, those injuries are going to happen one way or the other anyway. So, it didn't really affect them. I'm not sure how it's going to, what the reaction is going to be for those other clubs. I don't think there's going to be too much impact on a lot of those teams. Just looking at it.
When you look at a team like Toronto, who obviously everyone has so much hope for, delusional as some may be, what do they with all the changes that they've had in the front office and all the craziness that's going on with I guess goaltending situations and analytics, and then guys doing this, and maybe you got to get rid of this guy, or Diafanov doesn't want to be here and he wants to be traded there, and there's other guys who are getting out. Is there a time where this team actually puts it all together and maybe at this point they come together because they're so divided? I mean, it almost seems that that's the locker room where it's just they don't know who's going to be leaving next, and they have to tiptoe around things. Is there a time where is this a time where they unify and say, "Damn it, we're going to succeed in the face of adversity"?
I would love to say that could be the case, but again, it's difficult to tell because Randy Carlisle's coming back, the head coach, who, like I said, was responsible for their poor defensive system for the past 2 seasons. Now he's got new assistant coaches, so I mean, basically, even though they re-signed him for 2 more years, as we talked about last week, they can still fire him if they don't make the playoffs this season. He's gone, and Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, they're rolling in dough, so they can happily absorb that contract. The key for them is improving their overall defensive play. It has to get better. I mean, they over-relied 2 years ago on James Reimer. James Reimer 2 years ago carried them into the playoffs, and they were hoping, and last season they were hoping for Bernier to do it, and he got injured, and by that point Reimer's confidence was shot, so he couldn't carry them in like he did the year before. Their defensive play was horrible. That has to improve. What's going to make that difficult, I think, is if it's interesting. You look at the Maple Leafs roster, and they've got a defense that's largely built for speed. For carrying the puck out. They're not overly physical. Dion Phaneuf, sure. They got an aging Stefan Robidas in there. I don't know. Past his prime. Maybe he helps, maybe not. But but it's largely a defense that you got guys like Jake Gardiner, like Cody Franson, like Morgan Rielly, and like Dion Phaneuf that are, they're more puck-carrying, offensive-minded defensemen. They don't have any really true shutdown guys on that blue line. And the other issue is you look past their top two lines up front, and their checking line depth is horrible. Well, to be fair, it's better. It's going to be a little better this year than it was last year. I mean, I like the fact they brought Leo Komarov back. I think he's going to help them out in that regard. Peter Holland shows some promise, perhaps. But, a lot of what their signings were this year were just depth signings because they couldn't really afford, to bring in anybody else. I'm still not that impressed with their checking line depth, and I think that's going to be an Achilles heel. If you're going to improve your overall defensive play, you need, let's face it, checking line forwards are really underrated. They really are for the work they do. The quality ones that, you look at the deep teams like Chicago, Los Angeles, the Boston Bruins, they always have that depth, in all four lines, and the Maple Leafs don't have that. Their top two lines offensively, I think they can match with most teams in the league. And when they're firing on all cylinders, why the Leafs did well, had a good early start last season was their offense was playing terrific and their goaltending was lights out. But once the offense started to sputter and the goaltending struggled, everything collapsed like a house of cards. Why? Because they're defensively as a team, their play sucked. So that's got to improve, and I don't know how it's going to improve significantly without better checking line depth.
Going up the up to Northern Ontario or Northern Ontario.
A little more
Ottawa. Losing two captains within the span of 2 years to mitigating circumstances one way or t'other, signing your youth goaltender for the youth movement, and then signing the goaltender who's there for the same length deal. What are the Senators, I guess, is the big deal, especially with the stuff with Bobby Ryan going on too and trying to re-sign him and all this other fun stuff. What are the Senators on the surface right now?
Well, I mean, they were a team of promise a year ago that let's face it, took a significant step back. And it really, and again, it was poor defensive play is what killed them last year. I mean, their goaltenders did what they could, but I mean, good God, they were facing just so much work, last season. It really wasn't fair. Defensively they got to get better. This is a team that does have some good up and rising young talent. I mean, you've got a superstar defenseman in Erik Karlsson. He's going to be with them for a while. I think Kyle Turris, he keeps getting better and better. I think we're going to see good things out of him this year. Mika Zibanejad, I think is going to be a guy to watch. I think he's going to significantly improve. And I think Bobby Ryan's motivated for a good season. For nothing else, it's a contract year, so obviously he's going to want to play well in that. What I've noticed, though, the Senators have been re-signing their free agents early. Clark MacArthur, I thought terrific re-signing. There was another guy, that kind of underrated. I mean, the Leafs let him go, for God's sake, 2 years ago, and the Senators snapped him up, and they're happy to have him. But the big key question now is can they convince Bobby Ryan to stay? And it's going to take the Senators' play this season, I really do think, to be able to convince him to stay. They've got to be more than just a marginal playoff team. They got to be more than just one and done. I mean, I'll give Bobby Ryan credit when they interviewed him earlier this week when he came back. He was, very encouraging about, this is a great team of young players and blah blah blah. Like he sounded genuinely, enthusiastic about the club's future. But we all know, money really talks, and he could stand to make a lot of money going to perhaps a potential playoff contender next summer as an unrestricted free agent. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. If they lose him, then then it's basically going to be down to their current core of young players. And it's like I said, they're kind of in flux right now. Losing Jason Spezza, that whole situation, we'll have to trade him away. I mean, that's 2 captains gone in 2 years. I mean, I understood why the Senators did it anyway. I mean, if Spezza wasn't going to commit to resigning, to staying, then why keep him around for another year when that question would just hang over, and be an unnecessary distraction. I think they got a pretty good return for him, and hopefully it'll benefit them going forward. But I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season for them. And again, they're kind of in the same boat like the Leafs. If they don't improve their defensive game, they're going to be outside the playoff window again.
You were on the fence about Florida and what they can bring to the table. Obviously, they're a young team, and with a new coach and all that other stuff. Bobby Lou's back there, and when he's in Florida, he can steal games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't even think he could go ahead and help this team out. How far away are they? Are they a 2 years away from being a year away, kind of thing?
Yeah, well, as I said, I mean, look, they could surprise us. I mean, we have seen it happen before. Young, teams that are stocked with youth will turn around and make a surprising run. I mean, Roberto Luongo is not the Bobby Lou that he was 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago when he was with Florida. But yeah, I mean, he'll be an improvement. He'll help them steal some games. But I mean, obviously, that's a very young blue line, and they're putting a lot of investment in some younger players. And a team like that has a lot of promise, but they're also going to make a lot of mistakes. And I think they've got the right coach down there in Gerard Gallant. I like that hire. I think he as I said, I mean, he won a Memorial Cup in juniors. He knows, he works well with the young kids, so I think he's the right coach to put in that situation. But man, it's going to take just a significant improvement on a lot of those young guys are going to have to really step up big time. And I'm talking guys like Barkov and Huberdeau and Jugstad and Goodbranson and Kulikov. Yeah, and Ekblad will have to come in and just have a dynamite rookie season. For it to all to come together like that. And I think they can improve. I think they've got nowhere to go but up. I think they're going to improve, but I really don't see the playoffs in the cards for them right now.
Sean Bergenheim still on that team?
Who?
Sean Bergenheim.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna check right now. But anyway, I don't know what. Yeah, I'll go check on that because we all need to know where the hell.
Check on Cap Geek. That'll tell you. I think.
I'm on NHL.com because I was trying to figure out what the hell divisions were divisions. As it loads, because it loads. Sean Bergenheim still listed here. How about that?
Good. There you go. Anyway.
Buffalo. Man, what can we make of Buffalo that hasn't been every dead horse team? There's been, aside from the fact that, hey, Connor McDavid at least is going to be there for the combine.
Yeah.
See his new home and then scout out and buy a house for $20.
What have you? Well, like I say, hey, listen, they're rebuilding. They're starting the rebuild off right. I think lots of promising young players in there, but yeah, it's a ways away. It's a ways away. No playoffs for you. Not this year.
No, they're gonna be lucky if they even sniff anything outside the lottery.
I think they'll be better than what they were last season. I don't see them with 52 points. I think they'll be higher than that, but they're definitely not going to be a playoff team. It would be a great story if they did. It would be
a hell of a story.
A great story, but I mean, we all love underdogs, but I don't see that happening. Not this year.
Oh, the first preseason games are the 21st. Holy jeez.
I know, eh?
We are freaking close. 18 days away.
Close.
18 days
away. Thank God, man. This summer sucked for hockey news, man. It was brutal. I mean, summers are quiet. I know that usually August is usually fairly quiet anyway. I get that, but I mean, after the whole PK Subban excitement in the first weekend of August, everything pretty much died right out until we had last week that brief bit of expansion, and then that quickly died away, and so
that was just bitching about the stats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Advanced
So
stat.
it's honestly the reason why I'm gonna be glad that the summer's over is just for the fact that we can stop bitching on Twitter about just mundane things and
Mm.
start bitching about real things like rivalries and what ECHL guy is better than another ECHL guy.
Is it October yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
Oh,
want
hey.
that hashtag.
Listen. I'm just looking for. I'm looking forward to. I'm a guy who looks forward to preseason, to training camp and preseason. A lot of it gives you that taste. Just a taste. But
Even before that, we still have Traverse City rookie tournaments coming up too.
yep,
So that going for us.
all the rookies.
Hey, guess what? There's a fanfare going on in the Columbus area for the All-Star
Mhm.
game. Did you know
There you
this? The Greater Columbus Convention Center, or the GISH, as the kids like to call it, will feature family-friendly interactive games and attractions for fans of all ages, NHL memorabilia, trophy displays, live TV and radio broadcasts, special appearances by current and former players, as well as NHL mascots, music, food, and dozens of other dynamic activities.
Yeah,
And it's all included with the price of admission. The price of admission, you ask?
Yes. What's the price of admission, Scotty?
Well, I'm going to tell you if you be so goddamn patient. I'm tired of this. Jump
Come on.
Wow, tickets purchased in advance will be $12 for adults, $10 for children between ages 3 and 12, seniors 65 and older, and college students and military professionals with valid ID. We'll also have that $10 deal. Tickets purchased on event day, $16 for adults, $12 for children between ages 3 to 12, seniors 65 and older, and college students and military personnel.
That is very reasonable. That's very, very reasonable. That's very good. Can I just say too, the Blue Jack, God, if there's one team I'm hoping that does well this coming season, is the Blue Jackets. Jeez, don't crash and burn again and break your fans' hearts, man. You've got a good thing starting to go there. Good things are starting to happen. Sort the thing out with Ryan Johansson too. Get him under contract. You don't. Listen. I think they'd be fine without him to start the season. I do. I think they've got enough depth. They'd be fine without him in the short term. But man, just get it done.
If November comes and they're not even talking, I don't think it's going to be good for this year.
Well, the bottom line is if he's not signed by the 1st of December, that's it. He's ineligible for the rest of the season. He doesn't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen. I think at some point you got to get it. But, don't let it drag on and on and on. I mean, it doesn't do any good. Really doesn't do any good. They don't need this. There's real excitement about the team now in Columbus. It's, they've got some excitement built up there now. Let's, get the kids signed. I understand why they don't want to give him $7 million a season. I agree with that. Way too damn much money right now for a kid that's had one really good year. That we know it's going to be a 2-year deal. I mean, initially after Johansson said, that's a slap in the face, 2 weeks later his agent said, well, we could consider it, but we want $7 million a season. And, the Blue Jackets are saying, well, no, we'll give you between 4, we'll give you 4, maybe $5 million, So 2 years between 9 and 10 mil. That's what Aaron Portzline of the Columbus Dispatch speculates, and I concur with that. I think ultimately that's what's going to take to get it done. So get it done and get your team on the ice and make it happen. Let's hope they have a good year because I really want to see, hockey succeed there. They've had crap to deal with there for far too long. It's their time. Just don't screw it up.
and to be honest, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. With the All-Star game, there's going to be a lot of hype around that city.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if your team is shit, it's not going to be a good thing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like having an All-Star game in Atlanta.
That was a weird time for All-Star games. What's the weirdest All-Star game place? Is it Atlanta? Like just to have
Atlanta during the Thrashers when when was that anyway? When the All-Star game was in Atlanta?
2009?
Yeah, I think it was around there, wasn't it?
Atlanta.
We'll get there first.
Oh God, my computer stinks.
2008, January 27th, 2008, and if memory serves, that was just after the season prior. The Thrashers made the playoffs for the first and only time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because I got swept by the
But
Rangers.
But the All-Star game. I mean, the All-Star game, sure, fine for all the fun stuff and everything like that. The game itself is such garbage. Hold
It
that
is.
game. Hold the game outside. Have that be an outdoor game for God's sake. At least if we're gonna watch a team of All-Stars just basically play no contact hockey, play basically rec league no contact hockey, then have them do it outside. Let's
Look,
enjoy that novelty.
I propose this, and you just make it like a Comic-Con event. You make it
Yeah.
a big convention. You make the
Yeah.
players accessible. You don't even worry about the game. Just make it an all-star weekend,
Yeah,
and you don't have to have a game.
I think that's
a
a
game.
Well, like I said, I think you're still gonna have a game. That's why I said if you're gonna have, I like the idea of where you're going with it, and to be fair to the league, they've been kind of embracing that, that more. It's the All-Star game, the All-Star weekends become much more fan accessible, more fan fun than it used to be. But as I said though, I still think, look, the league has a hard on for outdoor games. Well, fine, have the All-Star game, have it held outside for God's sake, because the All-Star game itself is a waste. My God, it's horrible. Skills competition, I don't mind skills competition. That's all right. You want to have the old timers go out and play a game, sure.
Or even the rookies, have a
They have the little rookie tournament, sure. Have to go, but if you're gonna play the actual game, have it an outdoor game. I don't understand why they're so against. Do they think it's not gonna sell? And come on, hell, it doesn't have to pull in. You don't have to have it on a football stadium and draw 50, 60, 70, or 100,000 fans. Just 20, 30,000 fans that'll come watch the All-Star game outside. Why not? It's a novelty. Have it outside. It'll be fun. Who knows? It might be a bigger draw than you think because it's outside in the wintertime. What the hell, man?
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
try. I just tell the league, Mike,
Right.
just try it. Just try. If it doesn't work, fine. Then you can say, see, we tried it and it didn't work. Well, okay, I don't fault you then. You tried it. But they're not even willing to even accept that. They don't.
Well, they
even
can't
wanna
find
go
a facility for this year's Winter Classic, so I don't know what.
there. Yeah. Well, that'll
The
get.
fact that we're in September and they haven't named a damn place for it is shocking to me.
Oh, you know what, Gary? Well, then you know what Gary's answer to that's going to be. Wake me up when September ends. That's Gary Bettman singing Green Day.
Weird.
Anyway.
God, I really want to hear that again. Actually,
Wake me up when September ends.
very jarring to me. Very jarring to me.
Isn't it? Isn't it just?
My hero, man.
That's what makes it fun. Hey, listen. I gotta tell you. I've garnered respect for Gary Bettman over the years. I don't, like I said, when he gets into labor, the labor talks and things like that. No.
The lawyer comes out for
yeah,
sure.
the lawyer stuff. But listen, I can respect him even that way too. I mean, listen, I didn't like what they did with the lockout, with the season-killing lockout. Pretty much everything that I predicted was going to happen that came out of that CBA happened. Blah blah blah. Where Bettman was wrong, but Bettman got what he wanted. He got a salary cap. The NHLPA fired Bob Goodenow. And and let's face it, along the way, the guy's kind of garnered a bit of a personality, especially at the draft. Like I said, he's embraced his inner Vince McMahon when he's at the draft. I want him to come out to Vince McMahon's music to open one draft. Just do it once, just one time, because the fans will go nuts. They'll love it. They will. They'll love it. They'll love it.
You know what? It's a good thing you didn't do it in Philly.
I just love the fact that he said, "Isn't this the city of brotherly love?" And he had that, that fuck you
Just
smile on his face. I loved that. I did. It was just like,
See, he couldn't get away with that in Philly. He could not get away with that in Philly. In Florida, he can get away with that.
No chance. That's what you got. I just want to see him just come out to Vince McMahon's meet just one time.
That's an ECW crowd, Lyle. They'll throw shit at him.
In Philly they have.
They're chicken.
No, I agree with you. You got to pick the right venue. You got to pick the right venue. I agree with you, because in Philly, that's an ECW crowd. They would throw chairs at him. Wouldn't matter that the chairs are bolted to the floor. They would pick them up and throw them at him. Please, they got shanks to lift it off of the ground. That's fine. God, yeah. We love you, Philly. Peace out.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's where I went to school, man. What up, Aston?
Face Off Hockey Show cares. Anyway.
Yeah, kind of. Just enough to get drunk in your city.
Mark's starting to yawn, so I gotta
move on. It's not you guys, trust me.
No. Well,
No.
we kind of went off on a
will
tangent
go
there,
for
Mark,
a nap.
talking about Canadian hockey and coverage and
Yeah, exactly.
that's
We'll
kind
go
of
for,
dull shit.
we'll go
No.
for a little nap. Sorry, buddy. Any final thoughts, Lyle, before we let you go?
No, I'm pretty much. I'm glad we were able to stretch out what we did here because that wasn't a hell of a whole lot of. Oh, you guys already talked about the whole Sidney Crosby faux arrest thing.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I actually have a hypothesis about this. It was actually Cindy Cosby.
Ah.
And she was wearing a weird sweater, and she was
Yes.
going, drunk. And yeah, that's what pretty much happened.
Taking identity. Well, all I can say is QMI agency got punked.
Queemy.
Yep, the Quimmy.
Big time. The
Quimmy.
Quimmy. They got punked. That's Quebecor Media.
Quebecor Media
Quebec,
Incorporated.
which owns
Everything.
well, they own the Ottawa Sun, all the Sun chain papers,
All the Suns, yeah.
except for the Vancouver Sun. They don't own that one.
Odd.
They own all the other Sun chain ones, though.
Odd how that works.
Yeah, I know, but that's BC, the free province.
Hey, their teachers are on strike. Bastards.
All
All the kids are back in school,
yeah,
unless you're in BC, and then you have another.
exactly. But I kid BC because I lived there for 5 years. I actually enjoyed it there, but yeah, I kid because I love.
I kid BC because I went there once. There was a guy with a cat on his chest. It's really weird. It's a fun time had by all. All right, Mr. Lyle, we will talk to you next week then, I suppose.
Absolutely, we'll be a week out, I believe, by that point from start of training camp.
A little bit of training camp.
A little bit, yeah.
We'll talk.
We can look at
Metro-
division some more maybe next
We will
week.
talk Metro Division next week.
Yes.
All along the Watchtower and go from there. Fun times for that. So thanks for joining us, Lyle. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Talk to you next week, guys. Take care.
See you, Lyle.
Bye. Bye, Lyle. There goes Lyle. SpectresHockey.net. BleacherReport.com. What else is he on? He's on the HockeyNews.com and also on the PE Island Guardian, Edward Guardian, Prince. All right. Shout-outs, Mr. with a C.
Let's see here. I'm going to shout out the O's. Only a couple weeks left in the season. 9-game lead. 9.5-game lead. So looks pretty good that the Orioles are going to make the postseason by winning the AL East for the first time in a long time. So shout out to the Orioles. It was a good game on Sunday to go watch. Shout out to football season starting tomorrow night. I'm shouting out all the other sports but hockey, by the way. Stay tuned. There'll be basketball. No, there won't be a basketball. Terps football season started up this past weekend as well with a win over JMU. So all the local sports teams get a thumbs up from me. And I guess that's pretty much about it. And shout out to my buddy Chris, who is getting married this weekend. And I will be at that one this Friday.
Nice.
This one's local and not too highfalutin. This one will be a laid back wedding, which is always good. So anyway, that's it for me.
Alrighty. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual in Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. Always a fun time there. I'd like to give a shout out to all the people who actually asked questions, as fun as they were. Ryan and Brian and Chris and all the other people. That was a fun time. Shout out to Scented Wax. I got something from a friend who works at the Mr. Mike's, and she also sells this thing called Scentsy, and it's like melted wax, and it has different smells, and it makes my room smell of the nice. It doesn't smell of the poop anymore. It smells of the nice. Doesn't smell like shame and alcohol, so that's always good. It smells like thunderstorms and snowstorms in this case. Shout out a speeding ticket not being in the courts of Calgary. I don't know how that worked either. It worked. I'll tell you all fair.
Right.
But my lawyer got back to me and said you can make it relax. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. And shout out to all the people who are hanging out. Shout out to Katy Perry, even though she dissed me for shooting the split with Scotty.
What a B.
What a B. But nah, she's more like a double D. In any case, That's it. That's all. On a boob joke, we'll go out because we go out on high notes. For Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com, which is also our Tumblr page. You can check that fun stuff out now. Oh, shout out to the Melbourne Mustangs, your Australian Ice Hockey League champions. Our good buddy Sasky is a personnel on that team, and she was able to enjoy the victory of a good old cup. So there's that for her memory box. So there's that. So shout out to them as well. Check us out on the Facebook page, FOHS Radio, and Twitter, Faceoff HCKY Show. But until next week, when Johnny P, I think, might be back. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's week on, week off, week on, week off. You know, to give him a week off and he takes a mile. Don't know what that means. But until next week, a peace.
Are you closing it, or should I close it? Are you going to close it?
Johnny's going to close it.
Where's Johnny? Johnny's not going to close it.
He's supposed to come in and close it. Well, that's his job. He only pays for one thing.
Really?
And here's the damn thing. He gets on his high horse. He thinks he's going to